morning, Andy.
Good morning, human.
How's it going today?
Going great. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So, what story are we going to tell today?
What do you mean? I already told you.
You did not.
I did too.
Did not.
Never mind. We're telling the story of the prodigal son today.
We're telling the story of the comical son?
No, not the comical son, the prodigal son.
Oh, well, shoot. I thought I'd be perfect to play the part of the comical son.
Yes, well, that's debatable. But anyway, it's the prodigal son.
Well, okay.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Do you have a joke for the kids today?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so a son says to his dad, "Dad, I'm cold."
Okay.
And the dad says, "Go stand in the corner."
Oh, okay.
And the son says, "Why?" And the dad says, "The corner is 90 degrees.
Oh boy. Yeah, okay. So since we're telling a story about a dad and his son, you're just going to tell dad jokes all morning?
Possibly.
Oh, brother.
Yes, there's a brother in this story too.
Okay, let's get started. Do you know that this Bible story is actually a story that Jesus told?
So we're telling a story of a story?
Kinda, I guess. Stories Jesus told in the Bible to teach people are called parables. They teach important lessons.
So a parable is a story with a lesson.
Yes.
And a pair of mouse is nice.
Sure.
And a pair of moose is niece.
No, it's not.
And no one knows what a paraphernalia is.
Okay, Andy. Let's begin.
Okay.
All right, so once upon a time, there was a man who had two sons. Now, the man owned a big farm, and his sons worked on the farm for their father. But one day, the youngest son announced, "I don't want to work anymore."
There's always that one family member.
Yeah, he wanted to just go travel and have fun.
Where did he want to go?
I don't know. The Bible doesn't say.
I bet it was Disney World.
Maybe, but
I want to go to Disney World.
yeah, me too, Andy, but that's not part of the story.
Okay.
So, this younger son, he asked their father for his share of the family money. And although the dad was smart and probably thought that the son was making a bad decision, he gave the son the money that was his inheritance. And so the son took the money, packed his things, and he left.
And went to Disney World!
Not quite. But he did begin his travels, and his family was sad to see him go. And at first, he had a lot of fun spending his money. He bought expensive clothes, and he ate fancy food.
Like Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
Yeah!
Taco Bell is fancy food?
Yes, if you eat it with a fork on a real plate.
Do you do that?
No. But that is how one would make Taco Bell fancy.
I see. Anyway, the son had a wonderful time spending all his money, but soon, guess what?
He got bored of Disney World and wanted to go to Six Flags.
Andy!
What?
No.
Okay.
His money ran out.
Well, of course it did. Have you ever priced a trip to Disney World?
Andy.
A regular people trap set by a mouse.
Andy. or the last time he didn't go to Disney World or Six Flags. Those places, they didn't even exist yet.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
When his money ran out, the son realized that he needed more.
Not good with foresight, this one.
No, not at all. And so he went looking for work. And the only job he could find was taking care of pigs.
Well, that's a stinky stint.
To say the least. But he needed the money, and so he took care of the pigs. In fact, he was so hungry that even the pigs' food started to look good to him. And finally, he kind of came to his senses and gave his head a shake and realized, look at me! I'm eating pig food.
Hey, what do you call a pig that does karate?
Andy, is this really a good time?
It's always a good time for laughter. What do you call a pig that does karate?
What?
Pork chop. I get another.
Andy.
Why did the pig quit suntanning?
Why?
It was bacon in the heat. Bacon.
Okay, Andy. Anyway, back to our story. The son decided, I want to go home. And he thought to himself, I'll go home. I'll tell my father that I'm really sorry. I'll apologize and I'll ask him to forgive me.
And pig out on the food in the refrigerator.
Well, actually, Andy, the son figured that the dad wasn't going to want him back. And the son thought that maybe, just maybe, the dad would allow him to be a servant in the household. You know, wash the dishes, sweep the floor, feed the animals.
Well, I suppose that is a reasonable expectation.
Yeah, I can see why the son felt like this, like the father wouldn't want him back. After all, he'd wasted his dad's hard-earned money and he had absolutely nothing to show for it.
So is that how the story ends? The father says, too bad, so sad, get me a lemonade.
Well, that's probably how the story should have ended, because the son was the one who did so much wrong, but the father didn't make him a servant.
You mean he didn't even let him come back to the house at all?
No, actually, the complete opposite happened. The dad saw his son coming at a distance. He was watching for him. And he took off running down the road. His eyes filled with tears as he ran to greet his son and hug him and welcome him back.
Wow.
Yeah. The son said, "Please forgive me, Dad." And the father did forgive him. He actually threw a big party for his son. He told everyone, "My son, he was lost, but now he's found."
That's amazing. I bet nobody was expecting that ending to Jesus' story.
No, I don't think they were. I think you're right. Jesus explained his story like this. He said, God is like this father. He is full of love and joy when people who are lost come back to him.
Even if they've done a lot of dumb things.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow! It all makes sense now.
I'm sorry?
Just a minute. Can you put those on me?
On me?
No, on me.
Oh, okay. Andy, these glasses have no lenses.
Of course not. They're just to make me look smart.
Okay.
Thanks. Now, can you open that dictionary?
Andy.
Come on!
Okay. What are you looking up?
If we look up the word prodigal, we will see it defined as spending money or resources freely and recklessly, wastefully, extravagant.
Right. Yeah, that's why people call this story the Prodigal Son. He wasted all his money without thinking.
But we will also see prodigal defined as having or giving something on a lavish scale.
Okay.
So the father was a prodigal too.
What do you mean?
He threw a big, lavish party and spent his hard-earned money freely and extravagantly
Wow.
on his dumb son.
Well, I guess that's one way to put it, but you're right, Andy. I never thought of it like that before. Yeah, the prodigal son, he spent all his money because he...
Was dumb.
Yes, but the father spent extravagantly because...
He loved his son.
Yeah. That's good.
Thanks.
And that's how God loves us. Even if we're not very smart with how we spend our life or spend our money or spend our time, if we ask God to forgive us and restore us and help us to be better, He'll not only do that, but He'll give us wonderful blessings and gifts too.
And God's money never runs out.
That's right.
He owns the monkeys in 1,000 trees.
Yeah, something like that. Well, thanks, Andy. I think you've added something really neat to today's story.
Don't I always?
Yep, you definitely always add something very unique. Thanks for helping me tell the Bible story today.
You bet.
Well, I suppose we better get going, huh? Can I take these up?
Okay.
You just look kind of
Smart? Intelligent?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, anyway, we better get going. Taco Bell is calling me.
It's not calling me.
Your loss.
Kids, I want you to remember today, no matter what we've done, me, you, no matter what any of us have ever done, even if it was kind of dumb, if we will ask God to forgive us and to help us get better, He will. He loves us that much. He cares so much for each one of us. And I hope you've learned that even though the prodigal wasted his time and wasted his money, the father was so happy to see him that some saw it as wasted his money on the son when he came back. But what God was really doing, what the father was doing and what God does for us, is just showing us extravagant love. God loves us that much. Isn't that right?
That's the truth.
Well, I guess we'll go and get you some tacos. You're strange, you know that?
Yep.
We'll catch you next time, kids. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Bye for now.